Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and welcome to our map preview video for Shoutcraft Clan Wars Season 2. In this video, we're going to be running through the brand new map pool, including 7 new community-created 1v1 maps and 3 2v2 maps. This little video is going to show you an overview of each map, and we're going to describe just exactly what the special features and the design of each map entails. So without further ado, let's start off with Engines of War. At first glance, Engines of War appears to be a relatively standard 2-spawn map with close and defendable third options. The architecture of the center is reminiscent of Neoplanet S, presenting a low ground area surrounded by a high ground platform with more outlying bases. But don't be fooled. The map has one unique feature: 3 controllable, powerful cannons with extremely long range in the center, the northwest, and the southeast portions of the map. While not immediately consequential, 2 of the cannons overlook the key outlying bases and thus become vital as the game progresses. Peninsula is an extremely exotic 2-spawn map with several unique features. The first and most obvious feature is that each base has a hybrid mineral field with both blue and gold patches. This will probably lead to an explosive early game economy and an emphasis on continual aggressive expansion as bases mine out faster. The second feature is a wall of nearly depleted mineral patches restricting movement along most paths, and with the inclusion of several eggs in the walls that can be mineral walked. The eggs allow scouts or cannon rushers to get through, but not units. The map is relatively open in the center but more choked towards the edges and promotes heavy aggressive play. Cliscada is a 2-spawn map that draws inspiration from King Sejong's Station. While Cliscada has eliminated the air vulnerability of its counterpart, it has added newer vulnerabilities. The mains are slightly more prone to blink, and both natural gases are vulnerable to siege. The 2 possible thirds, while relatively far from the natural, are fairly defensible. Later on, the map features several valleys dominated by huge, winding high ground plateaus. The narrow chokes and corridors are ideal for zone control units to dominate. However, the multitude of paths create a clear tension between control and mobility the players will need to juggle. Suncross is a unique map where the players spawn on one of 3 possible far spawn locations and have access to what seems to be a fairly defensible natural and third. However, while the architecture of the main bases makes them safe against ground-based attacks, they are vulnerable to blink, elevator plays, and backdoor attacks. Later bases are harder to take due to players spreading out thin. The center bases are relatively close, but vulnerable due to the orientation of the mineral patches. The center of the map is dominated by many narrow bridges, ideal for attack with AoE units. Neo Emerald Plaza is a 2-spawn position map that promotes multitasking and searching for new, different avenues of attack. Initially, only one fairly easy to defend attack path is open, but as the game progresses, more attack paths can be opened up by eliminating destructible rocks. The high ground platforms overlooking the central attack path both feature a base and dictate movement flow, guaranteeing that they will increase in importance as the game progresses. ORICHALCUM is a small 2-spawn map with a fairly linear architecture. The players have a choice between 2 thirds, a relatively close but awkwardly placed regular yield base, and a farther away but slightly more tucked back gold base. Attackers should focus on trying to interpose their army on the ramp between the natural of the defender and the third, or alternatively break down the rocks to siege the third from the back and strike at the goal. If the game stabilizes, then the high ground platforms that the bases are situated on become more important, and it's possible to split the map by gaining firm control of the high ground areas. And the final map in our 1v1 pool is Crazy Clash. As the name would suggest, the map is as far from standard as it can get. Hostile missile turrets, bridges, gold bases, a line of sight blocking forest, and healing shrines are some of the features this map has. As the games progress, 2 locations in particular grow in importance. The first is the middle high ground platform, which directs the flow of attacks by ground, as well as overseeing a healing shrine. The other key location is a high-yield island base amidst the turrets. By destroying the bridge control in your base, you're able to move to the gold extremely fast. However, it opens your main to attack. At 15 minutes, all bridges will automatically open. And that's a look at our 1v1 pool, folks, but we're not finished yet. This time around for Clan Wars, we decided to expand the 2v2 map pool to 3 maps, allowing for more variety and variance in design. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our first 2v2 map. The first map in our 2v2 pool goes by the name of Ice Realm. Ice Realm's a fairly standard 2v2 map with a new mechanic to shake things up. Numerous gates throughout the map block vision and movement and are periodically retracted. All gates open and close themselves every 2 minutes throughout the game, which adds an additional strategic dimension to the map. This map allows for a wide range of attack paths, some only available when the gates are open. Players therefore have additional timings that they must consider when playing on Ice Realm. Neo Skywalker is an extremely aggressive 2v2 map where the flow of the game can be heavily dictated by the players. The map features 2 entrances into each player's main, however many of the attack paths can be blocked by tearing down the collapsible rock towers. This opens several viable strategies for players: collapse the towers to contain their opponents, or to turtle behind cover and delay attacks. The players may also choose to aid each other or take responsibility for their side of the map, in essence playing 2 1 vs 1s. Lastly, the opponents can choose to partake in dirty economic warfare by collapsing towers over their opponent's gold mineral bases. And finally, I present Deck 16, a map made in the spirit of New Polaris Rhapsody. Instead of being 1 vs 1, this is a 2v2 map with acid instead of lava. Starting at the 2-minute mark, an acid surge will appear every 4 minutes, disintegrating and destroying any poor soul left standing on the low ground. A passage to the enemy main base can be found on the dangerous low level, but it's blocked until players destroy the hardened debris. The winning team will be determined by who can control the timing of the acid surge to their advantage. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our map pool for Clan Wars Season 2, perhaps the most unique and varied map pool Starcraft 2 has ever seen. We will also be including a Legacy of the Void beta map on every single show, so you'll get to enjoy not only non-standard Heart of the Swarm action, but also a sneak peek of what's to come with Legacy of the Void played by some of our highest level players. Our first Clan War will take place on the 8th of April at 8 PM Eastern. And that will feature Yo Flash Wolves taking on Prime in a full Best of 7 Pro League format series on mlg.tv/shoutcraft. That is mlg.tv/shoutcraft. A big thanks once again to MLG for providing a $5,000 prize pool every single month to support 10 Clan Wars every month for the rest of the year. My name's been TotalBiscuit. Please do join me on April the 8th for the launch of Season 2 of Shoutcraft Clan Wars. You'll be able to catch all of the spoiler-free VODs right here on youtube.com/TotalBiscuit or watch the frequent reruns at mlg.tv/shoutcraft. I'll see you next time.